Ark Invest was founded to focus solely on disruptive innovation. We understand how quickly the world is changing, and we cannot use just traditional financial research resources anymore. We have to use social media, reach into communities, and meet people we would never meet in the traditional financial world. They take our research and share with us their research. We get to know each other that way. It becomes a very powerful community. We're all very passionate about these themes. And then crowdsourcing. Many blog aggregators, because we put our research up on our site, they are free to take our research and put it on their site. People have no reluctance to criticize research when they don't know the people. So we like that. We want to know when we are making a mistake. So crowdsourcing and social media together, very important. Third part of our ecosystem is our research intranet. So this is where our analysts, portfolio managers, and director of research have a dialogue. But we have sectioned off a piece of it for what we call our theme developers. Theme developers who are attracted to what we are doing, they are able to sit in on our platform and sit in on our research modeling sections and learn from us as we learn from them. Our research ecosystem is an open architecture. We are exchanging knowledge, seeking the truth.
So we all know about Ark Invest and their investment philosophy in disruptive innovation. But do you know the process behind how they pick these disruptive innovators? I thought I did until I looked into it a little further. Now, whether you consider yourself to be a value, growth, or dividend investor, it's important to consistently tweak and better your investment process. In this episode, I'll break down Ark Invest investment process, as well as how to capture long-term growth through disruptive innovation. So let's first go over their investment philosophy. They believe innovation is the key to growth. They focus on long-term investment opportunities that they believe that are leaders, enablers, and beneficiaries of disruptive innovation. Now, these opportunities are often undiscovered or misunderstood by traditional investment managers who focus too much on sectors and short-term price movements, which in turn loses focus on long-term impacts and growth potential. Now, they believe that true disruptive innovation triggers rapid cost declines, cuts across sectors and geographies, and has the power to spawn further innovation, offering growth over expansive time horizons. So as a business continues to grow exponentially, it leads to better financial metrics and better growth opportunities. So what exactly is disruptive innovation? Well, Ark defines disruptive innovation as the introduction of a technology-enabled product or service that changes an industry's landscape by creating simplicity and accessibility while driving down costs. This can be broken down in a three-step criteria. First, experience significant cost declines and unleash waves of incremental demand. 2, cut across sectors and geographies. And 3, serve as a platform atop which additional innovations can be built. Now, their investment process comes from a top-down and bottom-up research process. They use top-down research to define the investment universe and evaluate the opportunity. Ark's open research ecosystem allows for organized exchange of insights between the portfolio manager, director of research, analyst, and external sources. It enables a deeper understanding of disruptive innovation. Ark's team of analysts are organized by cross-sector innovation themes to capitalize on the convergence of research. As a result, Ark models cost curves and price elasticity of demand to identify entry points for tech-enabled disruption, allowing to anticipate and quantify multi-year value chain transformations and market opportunities. Now, bottom-up analysis redefines the opportunity, identify companies, and manage portfolios. As part of the research process, Ark's investment team creates investment briefs and valuation models informed by top-down and bottom-up inputs. Ark uses a proprietary scoring system to evaluate stocks and to monitor the underlying investment thesis. New research insights, changes in conviction, and adjustments in company scores are discussed weekly during stock meetings and inform Ark's active portfolio management. Now, Ark has a weekly schedule that combines creative idea sharing with detailed top-down and bottom-up analysis. We can see that they first have stock meetings where they do company selection and evaluation. They have individual research sessions. Then they have research meetings with top-down and bottom-up research. And lastly, Ark brainstorming, where it's weekly ideation and research sharing. Next, they move on to the scoring process. Now, as a part of the investment process, the team uses a proprietary scoring system, valuation models, and investment briefs to monitor the underlying investment thesis. They score these potential investments based on 6 key metrics. The first one is company, people, and culture. Management and culture is one of the key factors in driving success in a fast-growing company, so they first look at this. Second, it's execution. They want to understand how the underlying business is and how well they're able to deliver on their business strategy. They look at insufficient or declining R&D spending, which is definitely not a good sign, if they have an incorrect target operating model, or if they have poor sales and marketing execution. Next, they look at the moat, or barriers to entry. Now, we can think of this as their competitive advantage and what their unrivaled value proposition is. They look at the rise of new disruptive technologies, increasing competitive pressure, and trade barriers and subsidies. Fourth, there's product leadership. This is where they do deeper analysis into the product and its potential in the existing market landscape. They look at the loss of market share, lack of vision for future innovation, and monitoring incorrect KPIs, or key performance indicators. Once they value the business and the product, then they start looking at the valuation. They want to know if the average rate of return for a stock drops below 15% average over 5 years. Lastly, they sum it all up with their thesis risk, which is essential when evaluating an investment. Now, they look at regulatory, geopolitical, technology adoption, and ESG risk. Now, Ark has a very unique research ecosystem. This open research ecosystem leverages multiple data sources, both internal and external, to produce timely, original analysis. The virtual collaboration platform is at the center of this research process, which allows for the organized exchange of insights and ideas among the whole entire theme. Now, with this Venn diagram, we can see that they have 3 main data sources, including social media, traditional sources, and crowdsourcing. Now, they have the analyst team, organized by cross-sector disruptive innovation themes, portfolio management, which evaluates this research, fundamentals, and market movements, and theme developers, who are essentially the thought leaders and big thinkers. Now, they also take into account of the time horizon of disruptive innovation. In the early stages, short-term price movements are often a reflection of volatility rather than a stock's underlying value. Now, investors may overestimate impacts of short-term events and underestimate long-term market performance. Lastly, investors should monitor if a company is reinvesting in future opportunities and identifying possible disruptors. Well guys, that was my breakdown of Ark Invest and their investment process. I would love to hear what you guys think about their investment process as well as their investment strategy. Now, I've increasingly seen a lot more people caution Ark Invest ETFs because a lot of growth is already priced in. Now, although I think that's a very fair point and you should heed with caution, I think it's really important to still understand that investing in the future is the best place to put your money. I found that over time, my investment strategy also mirrors Ark Invest, and that I like to invest in the future that I believe in. Sure, the market and a lot of stocks are overvalued right now. However, I think it's really important to adapt with the times and to understand where we are with the market. As a younger investor, time is to my advantage, so it's better for me to pick stocks that I believe would do really well over the next decade, regardless of the fact that if they're overvalued on a today basis. Now, in this dynamic and ever-changing world, I think it's really important to have a very flexible investment strategy. I like to focus on both value investing as well as growth investing. For me, I still implement value investing when looking into a company's financials. However, I think it's also really important to start looking at future growth and the future opportunity for these companies. I think Ark Invest is doing a very good job, and obviously they've done really well. So can Ark Invest still drastically beat the market? Well, I think so. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. With that guys, thanks as always, I'll see you in the next video, and let's go get that bag.